Hello, survivors, and welcome to another episode of Will You Survive?
The podcast.
This is a podcast where we tend to watch movies and then go over different survival situations or tactics that then apply to said movies. I am your host today. My name is Eric. I'm the host because I won last episode, and it was very rightfully deserved because I went on quite the losing streak that I feel like was not politically motivated, but definitely politically motivated. And I would like to introduce my two conspirators who kept me out of the winning seat for so long, Alex and TJ.
I am Alex, and I deny everything he just said. We have never weaponized the podcast against our political opponents.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like some lawyer talk.
Yeah. I'm Niggly, that's Wiggly.
Well, if it's not included in the intro, that is what the rapper of a Hershey's Kisses is called, apparently.
It's not going to be in the intro.
It's just going to be just cold open right there.
Cold
Wow.
open, just... I'm Niggly, that's Wiggly. Caution, I'm black.
No, caution. Now it's a caution. It's not even a warning now. Wow. This is going downhill so fast on my watch.
I love it.
We watched a movie, boys, called The Cured. Yeah, right?
That's what we watched.
Did we all watch that?
Not to be confused with The Cure.
Not to be confused
Correct.
with The Cure, which we have watched, but that's part of the Maze Runner trilogy.
No,
Not to also be confused with The Cure.
Like the band? Yeah, yeah.
There's also a documentary movie called Cured, not The.
Yeah, well, who would mix that up?
And it's from
the virus
2024.
Doesn't even say
is
the.
called the Maze virus. So not to be confused with the what is it called in
The Maze
Flare?
Runner? The Flare?
The Flare.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion here. Make sure
And
we're all on the
what's
same
crazy
page.
is, I really do think that main dude could have been played by a Maze Runner guy.
Dylan O'Brien? Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of see it. Also, the guy who played R, Nicholas Holt, in Warm Bodies. I feel like he could have done the same role too.
Yeah, I also feel like his little zombie fuck buddy, whatever that nigga's name was, could have been played by the guy who played Voldemort, or in the Menu, the chef.
Yeah,
I feel like he was giving off that vibe the whole movie.
I also feel like Cillian Murphy could have played Killian.
He really could have. Also,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of gay zombie sexual tension
Killian?
in this.
Cillian
There
Murphy could
was.
have played Killian.
Yeah, there was way more
Yeah,
sexual
the
tension in
the
this
child?
than the actual love story zombie movie that we
Wait,
watched.
I thought
Senin.
no, but they also called him Killian.
No, Killian was the child.
Yeah, no, but
Senin was his uncle.
I swear she called him both.
No, Killian was the child. Senin was...
Yeah, I guess so.
I've
swear
lost
he
my
called them both.
child, my boy.
So-
Okay,
One
so-
thing I would like to ask first off.
Okay.
I'm going to make a statement. These were infected, not zombies.
Yes.
Agree or disagree?
Yes, I don't think you can actually be cured if you are a full-out zombie. I don't think it's possible.
The motherfuckers in like Walking Dead, you're not.
There's
gonna
no
be able
cure.
you're not going to be able to cure the zombies. You may be able
No,
to
'cause
cure
they're
the people
dead.
infected.
Right,
with
because
it.
you cure some of those people with their holes through their
They
body.
just die right
and
away.
They're done.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Walking Dead universe is infected, but they are not turned. So all the infected people can probably be cured. If a cure
I guess
could
that's
happen.
true.
But
Everybody is
the
infected.
walkers
in-
cannot be
In
cured.
my mind, this is in the same universe as 28 Days Later. It's just in Ireland.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not the same universe though, because they don't call it the same. They'd call it the same virus.
Not necessarily, but you know.
They're so close. England or the UK and Ireland are so close. They'd call it the same thing. They're literally connected to the same continent.
Okay, you have got to make up your mind. Do Brits exist or not?
No, in this universe they exist.
Yeah,
In real life,
clearly this is
obviously not.
this
is
Can
a
we stop
fiction
with the
movie.
craziness here?
Well, look, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pick a stance. I'm like, we're talking about completely fictional people here.
Yes, obviously. Irish people,
No, I think,
they exist, right?
Irish are British light.
Well,
No.
they're like the
about St.
people who
Patty?
pretend to be British.
What about what?
St. Patty
What about St. Patty? He's a fictional character.
leaves a pint of Guinness under your
That's
four-leaf
perfectly fine.
clover every
Yes, just like Santa Claus.
whenever St. Patrick's Day is. Anyways,
You know-
did you guys know that there is a short story or short movie on YouTube that is in the same universe as this?
Now we're
not.
talking. What is it?
It is called The First Wave. I watched it for extra credit.
Nice.
Well, that's interesting because I didn't see it, so I don't know how I could possibly apply extra credit.
So, host, would you like me to tell the listeners what
Sure.
this is about?
I feel like I have no control of this episode, so you do it. Go ahead.
So, The Cured from 2017. A disease that turns people into zombies has been cured. Society discriminates against the once infected zombies, as do their own families, which causes social issues to arise. This leads to militant government interference.
Okay. Where I want to start the conversation here, I think this is going to be more of a free-form conversation, and we'll just kind of talk for an hour and see where we go with this. I will say right up front, I'm pretty anti-government as it is. I think government tends to screw up a lot of things. I think this was a royal fumble by the government. I don't think that the cured should have ever been reintroduced into society so soon. I think you don't know the long-term effects. Clearly, they were being affected by the people who were cured were still remembered everything that they did. They described it as being trapped inside their body and trying to fight the urge, but you just can't. And then Connor, the kind of alpha leader of the infected, said that there's a point where you just give up and you just kind of go with it. And I imagine that once you're brought back to being a human and not infected, but you still have all those memories of everything you did, including giving into it and just giving up, I think that kind of breaks a person's psyche. I think they're right in saying in the movie that they're not the same people anymore. I don't think they should have been introduced so quickly because of the fear that would cause, because all the problems that the society was having with the never infected people saying that the cured people are giant risks, and that anybody who's taking them in is risking everybody's life and is kind of just a piece of crap. All that could have been prevented by giving them their own society for like a 2-year span and being like, look, we cured you. I get it. You want to go see your family. We'll allow visitation, but we're going to keep all the cured people in this city. You can live your lives, kind of start anew for a little bit, reintroduce yourselves back into society where everybody feels safe. And then when we know the long-term effects, this kind of feels like an idealized version of what a government would actually do. But I feel like that's what they should have done.
Okay. So one thing that I would note on this, that I guess this is more a pragmatic look at what was going on. There was very little difference between that military sergeant and Connor.
Yeah, I was realizing all the characters,
They're
like
equally
both sides
evil.
sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So I was kind of thinking about it because you're trying to pick a side this whole movie, and I think the only side to really pick is to pick Sennon's side, which was just to protect his family and try to stay non-involved in either side. But the militant group, this whole idea of we'll introduce these people back into society, but even we are going to treat them like dirt and like scum of the earth. We're going to call them murderers. We're going to tell them what they are and then be surprised when they act violent. When you treat someone like an animal, don't be surprised when they act like an animal.
I have one issue with that, and it came up. I'm sorry to jump us to the end of the movie, but I had an issue with how everybody was treating the cured. You would think that there would be more family members of the cured who were like, look, leave them alone. You know, they're just us. They're just trying to recoup from what was taken from them.
There was very few of those in the movie. Like you heard it at the beginning, like, oh yeah, they're back or whatever, leave them alone, blah blah blah. But it wasn't like, I feel like there would be more of a majority.
I don't.
There would be more of a majority one way or the other.
Well, I think they were right in showing that people would not be for this. And I think that's very expectable. Like, that's predictable. Yeah. I think the government could have predicted this is going to cause panic. This is going to cause people to believe that they're not safe. That's why I think put them in their own city. Let it prove that they're not going to turn back, that they are able to function in a society again. And then, allow visitation and all that and reintroduce them back into society slowly over a few years. Not just, well, they're cured now, go on.
There would still be like a lot of like hate towards them even with that though, because like imagine they're going through this, they don't know what the hell's going on, and then all of a sudden your dad eats your mom's face. Like, you're gonna accept them back, you know?
Okay, so here's the thing. Maybe I'm a little overly, I don't know, fantastical.
Protective.
No, I don't know what the word is. Like, maybe I think I'm more logical than I actually am. But I would imagine that when all is said and done, that I could separate that you were not you, that you were sick, you were infected. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that, whatever you did. But then I think about it like, if I watched a family member eat another family member, you're never going to look at that person the same, even with that overly logical side saying that was not the same person.
Well, I would say I think their pick for the character of it being his sister-in-law, not his sister, that made sense to me because there's no like tight relation. She was doing it based upon what she thought her husband would want. You know, this is your house. I'm not allowed to go back to my home country. I'm stuck here. What can I do? Right now, I like how it broke down the wall of her logic. She thought that she could forgive anybody for anything. It wasn't them doing it. And then you saw her break apart when she learned that it was him who killed his own brother. Now, I have some questions about this because how much control or lack of control can we really argue these things had if Connor was able to control Sinan?
Well, so that was kind of they insinuated this kind of alpha mentality. They mentioned that
like
they would hunt in
I Am
packs.
Legend vibes.
A little bit like
Yes.
that. It gave
Yeah.
me what was that movie, Army of the Dead, with Dave Bautista?
Okay.
It gave me that vibe where there's an alpha who can communicate more like a human and can communicate with these things, and that's what that general. He wasn't a general. I don't know what he was, but
Sergeant.
Yeah, the sergeant. That's what he was saying, that they hunt in packs, and that he said that Connor was the alpha, and they communicate in a way that we'll never understand.
Right.
So it kind of gave like a hive mind mentality to me.
Which I kind of think answers a lot more questions than making more questions, because if you go the other way of they're mindless, right? So maybe Connor had more control, and that's why, you know, God, I this is so controversial. Was it an aspect of his former life that's how manipulative he was?
I think so.
And I love that they were making
Yeah.
him run for office. He was a barrister and he's running for office, essentially a lawyer. If you're not familiar with the fictional country of Great Britain, then by the way, that's a joke for anybody.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
They don't exist.
Here at
Their accent is
WIS,
fake, and their king is like 120 years old.
we don't believe in fantasies over here.
Well, then on a side note, why can't the British play chess?
'Cause they lost their queen. That's a big rip, literally.
Big rip.
So yeah, reintroducing the infected into society. Let's flip the role. I think right now we've been kind of playing the role of an outsider looking in on this. Let's play the role of somebody who was infected and has now been cured. Do you think you could live with that?
No, I don't think I mean, I don't think I would off myself like the one guy did. I think I would persevere, but I wouldn't want to be around anybody who knew me. I kind of like the idea of what you said, like a sanctuary. Like they should have been allowed to be on their own.
I think that allows them to, one, be in a city full of people who understand what they're going through.
Yep.
And that's just a full city of therapy right there.
Yep.
And it also allows the outsiders to look in and see, okay, no, these people are human again. They're dealing with shit.
If
Could
I
you
may-
imagine the culture that they would build if they were in their own little like separate island. You seen what them motherfuckers were doing in like their little apartment that they had.
But they were
all around in a circle.
But that wasn't all of them.
I also don't
the
care.
ones controlled by Connor.
No, but it also doesn't matter. Go ahead. Go do all of that stuff if that's what makes you feel better. That's why you're isolated. Let me give you an example, right? We have people in society who commit heinous crimes, like intentional unaliving of human beings. And they get found not guilty by reason of mental defect, and they are assigned to go into a hospital and get treatment until they are capable of standing trial for the crimes that they've committed. And in those cases, some of those cases, not every one, but some of those cases, they never recover to stand trial. They will never be, they're not well. They have always been not well, and they will always be not well.
But I don't think that's the case with these guys. Truthfully, I don't think most of the cured were not doing that. At least we weren't shown that. Doing the whole huddle thing, the I Am Legend thing. The cured who were doing it were following Connor, and that seemed more like a cult rather than like a thing that the cured do.
But see, that's where I think the idea of treating it like a mental defect would hold up morally, because Senin would then go before the court, right? It's different in Ireland, but I'm using United States court. Forgive me for the crossover here.
Yeah,
but you would go
and wear fucking powdered wigs still.
Exactly.
In our court.
So you go and you stand before the court and you give your defense, right? Senin being able to describe the actions of Connor while he was incapacitated could be something that the court may consider as an extenuating circumstance.
I think the fact that he was infected is an extenuating circumstance on its own.
That's the mental defect.
Yeah, I think right away, but that's where I think that the sanctuary city for them would be probably the best way to handle this. But
that's what I'm saying. You go into that sanctuary until you're able to,
until you can prove that you can properly
which it would
function back in
essentially
society.
be like a trial.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know. The scene that got me is when Senin was sleeping and he had this dream where this kid was running down the street and the kid turns the corner and Senin's just standing there as an infected and starts screaming at the kid. And the kid obviously starts screaming and it insinuates what happens next. I don't know if that was just like a nightmare or if he was reliving a moment, but if he was reliving a moment, how do you live with yourself after something like that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're still there, you're just not in control. So
you can
imagine you can still remember the taste of a person and all that.
Probably.
So
because you can rationalize away rationalize away the whole like I wasn't in control, I was sick, but you still did it. You still lived through
and
you doing
still have
it.
Memories of you doing it, and
that's a really tough one to.
And that's why in the movie they were talking about a lot of them end up unaliving themselves because.
Yep.
That's so tough because even if you had the whole world standing with you and going, that wasn't you didn't do it, nobody blames you, I still don't think that's enough.
Yeah, you're still
and in this situation the whole world was not on their side.
True.
So that's even worse. Now you have a good majority of the population who's saying you shouldn't be alive, you shouldn't be with us, and then you have characters like Senin who asked the doctor, like, do you think it's even worth it to bring us back?
Yep.
Yeah. And they basically like put these cured people on parole. Like, oh, you got to show up at this time for like this meeting or whatever. Oh, you can't be late for work. Fucking.
I was okay with that.
And like,
well, no, I wasn't, because here's the thing. If you're going to say that you're going to reintroduce them into society, either
why not wait?
Introduce them or don't. Yeah, either do it or don't. None of this fucking games.
None of this is different than when somebody leaves prison and is on parole.
But
they call that reintroducing into society.
Okay, so here's the thing though. These people never went to prison. This is not something that they did very consciously.
But it's unprecedented territory.
Exactly.
You had to make it up as you go.
I mean, they
that's what I'm saying.
In their own bodies.
They were imprisoned in the what do they call it? The colony?
Yes, but we cannot compare those two. That is not the same
You absolutely can.
That is not the same as somebody who commits a murder and is put in prison or let's probably not murder, but somebody
Why not?
I mean, we can say murder. I just don't know how often murderers get let out of prison.
They get let out a lot.
Okay, so let's say somebody commits a murder, gets let out of prison. That person consciously committed a murder. Somebody who was bitten by a zombie, became a zombie, and then killed people is not held to the same standard in my book as somebody who was in prison for a crime they intentionally committed.
All right, here's a a counter to that. If you get into a car, you have epilepsy, you go into epileptic shock, and your car runs up the sidewalk and you run over a whole bunch of people, unaliving all of them, you're still guilty of a crime.
It's manslaughter, yeah.
Manslaughter. You don't, maybe the intent wasn't there, but it still happened.
But so this is where we say these are extenuating circumstances. I don't think you're held to that same standard.
Right, because
unless
you're
you're
not
going
in
to
control.
charge every single person who was a zombie with every person that they killed with manslaughter. It's just not going to happen.
But it kind of did.
No.
They were all imprisoned in that colony. They were not free to go. It wasn't until that doctor hit them with the cure that then they started coming up with the idea of reintroducing them into society. And it was so brand new that even society was rejecting the idea, much like society rejects the idea oftentimes of violent criminals who are paroled. They go in up in arms, they go protesting, they're outside of the prison. You often, for death penalty cases, you have both sides protesting at the prison at the same time. These are very common things to see.
Yeah, I get that. I think this situation changes all of that. I think in a normal situation, sure. But when we're talking about zombies and being cured and reintroduced into society, I don't think you can compare them to prisoners. I don't think it's quite the same thing.
Well, but you can't compare it to anything because it didn't exist.
Yes.
There's nothing to compare it to. But what do? Just pretend it didn't happen?
No, I don't think you can do that either. What I'm saying is that the way that they did it, I don't think is ideal
I
at all.
actually think that's the best way they could have done it. I think you're right that there would have been no movie if they would have done something like wait longer or put them in a colony by themselves. They were in a colony by themselves. The thing that might have been, I think that was far more controversial, is it probably shouldn't have been run by the military.
Well, so there's a few things. One, why were they storing the 25% in areas that had population? Why not store them in areas very
Behind
secluded?
one really crappy fence too.
Yeah, like they really did not have the most security for that.
Those doors were pretty fucking hardcore.
I mean, they're beefy, but that's only one layer of security for something that can literally.
Well, it wasn't one layer.
Pandemic.
There were
the
two
whole
layers. They had the outer doors as well that some jackass opened up.
Well, it was not one layer. There was a lot of fails in their system there, getting them into that. Also, that doctor going along with that plan, I get it. She was driven by pure emotion, but the dumbest thing ever. Come on.
Yeah.
She was so naive.
Yeah.
It's her.
I saw it coming a
It was
mile
her
away.
wife, so
Yeah, it was very naive.
You do dumb things for the people you care about.
I get that.
Also,
Especially
she got
when
murked
she was-
immediately after curing her wife, and I was like, "Why
man.
would you even? Why that wasn't even what? No, don't do that."
That scared me. Not gonna lie, that spooked me. I was like all caught up in the moment. I was like, "Oh, that's very sweet, very cute."
Yeah,
but I was like,
these,
"This feels too cute." And
These
then,
infected go from to just nothing. There's just no sound, and then they just jump out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Well,
you just
I
don't
was
hear them.
almost wondering if that was more of trying to get you in the mindset of the doctor, where she was so infatuated with seeing her wife cured that she kind of blocked out all her other senses. That's kind of what I was imagining, because movies do that sometimes, where the character is temporarily
that happened
deaf,
a couple
and
times
so
during
it'll be
this.
silent, or an explosion happens and you hear that really faint ringing, and the character is clearly disoriented. They do that a lot, so I was kind of imagining that.
Like how main character got infected. Zombie didn't make any noise until he was right up on him.
Yeah.
Or right at the end where the kid gets bit. There's no sound.
Well, so I know the zombies made sound when they saw somebody.
Right.
That was when they would make sound.
Right.
So because the one that was walking down the street when I forget Senen's sister-in-law, I forget her name.
Oh, that was
Elliot Page.
Yeah, well, whatever. Abby.
Abby. When Abby was walking down the street and that zombie in the hospital gown saw her, it wasn't until it saw her that it started making noise and running at her.
Right. Which, when they saw the doctor, they should have screamed. There should have been some noise. It was very inconsistent, is all.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if I don't know, it could have just been poor writing, but I was imagining that it was the doctor was so infatuated that she'd cured her wife and that she had her wife back, that she She kind of just blocked everything out.
I mean,
and that's what they were portraying.
All of that sounds good. The only problem I had with it is that cell had one door. It was a regular sized door. The cell was extremely small, and the doctor was sitting on the bed facing the door. Like, her eyes were not facing. Her eyes were her peripheral would have absolutely caught somebody walking in the door, but somehow this thing flanked her and got on the side of her and tackled her.
Well, no, I don't think it was standing outside the door. I think
No, it had to have been in the room to get her the way it got her.
no,
Because the door was here, the bed was here. She was so like it came in, had to come inside the room and then tackle her. 'Cause
No.
her wife was sitting here on the bed facing the door.
yeah.
And then she was sitting right next to her wife, facing her wife. So the door would have been absolutely in her peripheral. There's no way you could have not seen somebody walk in.
I don't know. I think I do think that's very possible. Actually, I think when you're that infatuated with somebody,
God, no.
no, I think 100%. If you lost your wife and you got her back, and you think that you're safe, and you're so like lost, just staring into her eyes. She just kissed her too, so she like just kissed her and was like inches from her face. I don't think she was paying attention to anything around her.
I think
That's why it caught her by surprise.
That's just exclusively plot weaponry.
I mean, I think so a little bit, but actually, I could genuinely
Not to
see
mention,
that happening.
why would this infected come back into the cell when they were all already gone?
That is what I would say. I think is the plot weapon. Is why was it even there in the first place? Why did it come back? But I don't know. I don't know. That wasn't my biggest gripe. I don't actually think I really have too many gripes with this movie.
I had a lot of gripes.
I mean, my biggest gripe is more just it's story thing. It's a story thing. But like, why treat them like such garbage? If you are trying to introduce them back into society, if you treat someone like an animal and you call them an animal, they're gonna act like an animal.
That's what prison does.
I mean,
Like, what the fuck?
I think it
makes no
was
sense.
I think it was just realistic. It's very pragmatic. Whether right has nothing to do with it. I don't think it's right. But then again,
hey guys,
what?
I just want to bring up. I got the chat like up on my left, and there's Lucy is the Aether is just in the chat, and it's in French. I translated it. A blood curse on your life and your family.
Oh shit!
Is one.
Okay.
And then she added me, and hold on. Let me just translate this again. I'm so confused. She added me, and she said, "Be cursed and walk until your feet bleed."
I know that. That's
Isn't
from
that from
X-Men.
fucking X-Men Origins?
That's from X-Men.
Wolverine?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Why are you cursing me with
What the
movie
fuck?
quotes
What did we do to you?
in French?
That's a very French thing to do. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the good thing is that the French are useless, so there's no way that that's going to work.
Or at least they exist.
Better than the British, huh?
Yeah. Did you see that post I sent you? That Pakistan Pakistan International Airlines is now flying to France again after 4 years.
No.
And it's a picture of the French flag on the left, the Eiffel Tower on the right, and a plane in the middle pointing towards the Eiffel Tower, and it says "Paris, we're coming" or something along those lines. And it just looks super ominous.
That's crazy.
That went through approval. People had to approve that. Objectively hilarious.
That is wild.
So,
Crazy marketing.
Guys, what do you think of the zombie homoeroticism What happened?
Oh, I gotta confirm that we're not robots. There it goes.
This shit was a little gay at some points,
Yeah,
it was getting a little hot and steamy the way he was like standing behind them when they're like
standing head to head.
thing. Yeah,
The head-to-head thing gave me animal vibes.
Yeah, the
not
head-to-head
gay
thing
vibes.
when they're zombies, there's like a little bit of tension there. But dude's doing it as they're like cured, and he's like behind him, and he just breathes on his neck, just.
Yeah. That guy Connor gave me
Bro's
so
a
many weird
freaky
vibes the whole
freak,
time.
dude.
Yeah, I swear he was like when he was standing behind him, I could just imagine his hand just cupping Senen's ass. Like I feel like that's where his hand was the whole time.
Remember when we used to do this when we were still infected?
Remember when we would huddle in dark buildings together?
And they did.
And I would make all the other zombies leave.
They would huddle and huff and puff.
You used to like the way I grunted.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, you like that?
I didn't like some of the number one. I'll point this out. I knew the second it happened that it was Connor who either did or orchestrated the break-in and the beating of Senan. And before I even saw that they took the videotape, I knew, like, right when it happened, I was like, that was fucking Connor. Like, this is revenge.
It just fit so well. It had to be him.
Yep.
Which it leads back to your earlier point that both sides sucked.
Yeah.
Connor started off as like this martyr, but immediately it took a bad turn when he lied to Senan and said that there would be no casualties. They're all empty buildings, knowing damn well that there was people in there. And now Connor has blood on his hands. Already now not zombie.
Yeah.
And has blood on his hands.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He really was. So, okay, I'm not going to lie. About halfway through this movie, I was like, this guy feels like the Hitler of zombies.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, we're being treated badly. We should kill them all. And they're like, yeah! That's literally what Hitler did.
That scene where he was stabbing the sergeant, I thought he was just going to go full, like, zombie mode and just start eating them because he, like, craved it or something. I'm kind of sad they didn't go that way. I feel like that would add a lot of, this man's crazy type beat.
It was interesting. Well, I think that would imply that they could turn back. And I think that would be a problem. But, I mean, they also left the movie open-ended. So, I guess they could have done that. And who really cares, I guess. But, yeah, I don't really have anything else to add.
So I had a real beef with that part. I got mad when I saw that go down. I knew that was Connor and his gang. I also didn't like her reaction to finding out that Senan was the one who got her husband, his brother. But at the same time, like, as I let it permeate my brain, I let it percolate, I realized, that it made sense. It was purely emotional, purely reactionary.
I think he knew. That's why he didn't tell her. That's the only reaction she could have to that. I don't see how she could respond any other way. I think she wanted to respond differently, and she wanted to believe that she would respond differently to that. But at the end of the day, I don't think you can. That's a really hard pill to swallow. And then she eventually came around. She didn't hold to that for that long. And really, this was orchestrated by Connor, which again, it sucked because both sides sucked. And both sides were trying to manipulate her. The sergeant was trying to give her information to turn her against Connor and Senan.
Right.
And then Connor's trying to feed her information that'll turn her against Senan and the sergeant. And so it sucks for her to be stuck in the middle of this, and she has Senan there.
I would say the Sergeant and Connor throughout the beginning exhibited very similar personality traits. Mm-hmm. And it kind of made sense when he said he was running for political office. Mm-hmm. And at first I was kind of rooting for Connor to.
Me too.
I thought, like, oh, good. Like, he can rally the cured together and realize,
like, a good revolution.
Hey, we've got to. No, I didn't think revolution. I thought, we've got to stand together. We got to prove to them that we are functioning members of society and that we can reintegrate well. And
it's when he turned to violence.
That's exactly it.
I'm like, you immediately just destroyed your whole stance. It's kind of I don't know. I don't want to go down that route, actually.
Guys, this is an allegory for black people.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Shut up.
I'm not gonna lie. He is for real.
He went from, like, Martin Luther King to Malcolm X.
Yeah, that's literally the exact analogy I was gonna make. I was like, this feels like a Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X thing, where it's
we
like
need to be seen to, by any means necessary, we might kill these bitches.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy where it's
you better
like,
give us the caution.
He already did. It's
Caution,
like a lot of there's a lot of controversy where it's like, Malcolm X's actions were needed to get to the point where the civil rights got to, but at the same time, that's everything that Martin Luther King was against. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I don't know. Part of me does understand that. I do think that there are casualties and especially when it comes down to your life, because I agree that with Connor that the government was not going to stop at the 25%.
Right.
They weren't going to stop at the resistant. They wanted to kill all of the cured.
Yep.
And that's what they were going to do. So it sucks because he has a point.
Shout out to Martin Luther King, because it is Martin Luther King Day on Monday.
Oh, shout out Martin Luther King Jr.
And if you really like black people, you can check out our episode that just came out. This is more for the people on the
the blackening?
The blackening. All about black. If you like black people, watch or listen to our episode. If you don't, listen to our episode.
I guess, yeah, still listen to it.
The tagline is, we can't all die first.
No, we
It's
can't.
honestly a movie full of racial stereotypes. I feel like if you hate black people, you'd love this movie.
If you love black people, you love this movie.
And if you love black people, I think you'd still love this movie. So,
Something in it for everyone.
Yeah.
Connor lost me for the same reasons the general did, where it's like it seems like you're trying to do the right thing, or the sergeant, especially at the end, seemed like the sergeant was really trying to do the right thing.
He was a dumbass.
He just sucked. And yeah,
Why did he handcuff him first instead of the guy who's bombing people?
Right.
Well, he didn't handcuff. He threw the handcuffs down and he said, "Handcuff yourself."
Yeah, and then proceeded not to make sure that he handcuffed himself.
Yeah. So here's the
Turned
thing.
his
He was
back?
pointing the gun at him the whole time, except for the one time that Connor grabs the knife.
And he's just like, handcuff yourself. Turns around. Like, what are you talking about?
That was my beef. Like that.
Yeah.
That was the stupid part. And then, of course, where was that backup that he called?
They were on their way.
Yeah, the sirens.
But yeah,
but
you
can
call
hear the
backup in the
sirens, but-
car. You don't call backup when you already confronted the person.
And
He
he
called
already
for
knew what was
backup.
going down.
Yeah.
Clearly,
and
Senin
they heard
ratted him out.
Call for backup, wait a little bit, where they can't fucking hear you, and then walk up. But they're like,
Yeah,
they heard
exactly.
him call for backup.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely did not play that like a cop should play that.
Well, I mean, he wasn't a cop, and he's a fictional character because
Well,
he's
I guess
Irish.
yeah, he was military.
Not because this is a movie, but because he's Irish, he's fictional.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
You know, a lot of these actors are born in like this made up places. I don't know why they're trying to like hide where they were
Who
born
the
or
fuck
something
is
like that. Like it
Jacksepticeye?
matters.
Who's any of them?
Those people.
But all in all, I thought it was a pretty decent movie, and I would say that I definitely feel the same as I did before. I would not want to be cured from something like this. Can I ask you guys about the ending? I was pissed off.
I
Did you
loved it.
actually like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Really?
I think that's good film. I genuinely, I think American film has lost its shine, its glimmer, its I don't know, it's lost something.
Most movies will kind of like want to try to tie it all up in a neat bow right near the end. Like, oh, this happened, happily ever after. But
I like that they leave it up to your imagination, where it's insinuated that he's going to cure Killian, which heartbreaking moment, her having to give up her kid. And it's like, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time it's like, actually odds are that he will be okay, because he's going with Senin, who can't be bitten by him, can't transmit it, and knows where the cure is. So
the outside had a way more emotional moment, I would say, like with a kid being involved type shit. But some good acting on her part.
What I didn't like about it is they showed him walking with Killian while all of the reports were being read. I know, right? You could hear all of the reports over the TV or the radio, whatever it was that you were hearing them on, that there were more protests now for cured rights. There were more family members joining them as they're looking for their relatives, their family members who were possibly involved in the attacks. They might have been taken over.
Part of the new 8,000 infected.
And so now what do you do? So now you have more people against the cure. You have more people for the cure. Now it's a bigger fight, and people are taking sides on both lines. So where was he going?
Really, though,
he said he knew where to go.
Bro was in a field.
Exactly, with a whole bunch of other infected.
I
True,
think
but, neither of them
think he
would
was
be,
going
like smelled or anything, because the boy was infected. And
No,
he's
true. I
cured.
mean, I'm not saying
like-
problematic in that way. I'm saying problematic in the fact that what was the point of him telling her to leave the kid alone? Don't end it. But he it didn't seem like he was taking the boy to go get a cure.
I thought the exact opposite, actually. I thought it was insinuating that he was going to the lab where he worked.
The lab was so much closer and it was overrun. There was nothing there. The doctor was unalive. All of the military had pulled out. All the doctors had left.
No, that was not the lab. That was the facility that they took over, but that wasn't the lab.
I thought it was
the
on
lab
same
was
facility.
No, it wasn't the same
Because she
facility.
had
The lab was where he
credentials for the
worked.
cameras and shit in the cells.
No, that's different. That was where they were keeping the 25%. Her lab was somewhere else. That's where she had her wife who was infected, and she was trying to cure her, and that's where Senin went to work. While he was I guess kind of like on parole. My assumption was that was a completely different building, and that was why she said when they took, what was her name, Joan, her wife's name?
I forget
John
what it was.
right.
When they took her, the officer said like she's gonna go with the rest of the 25%. Like your time's up basically. So my thought was that those are not the same building because they never showed those two connected in any way. So that's where I assumed he was going. I assumed he was going to the lab, probably hoping the doctor would be there, but she's probably not gonna be there.
The doctor was dead.
But
Yeah, the doctor was dead. Well, but I'm wondering if the other doctor, now that she's cured, would go back there.
No, well, I mean, it didn't.
I think
I guess
was the
she
same
started
complex
walking,
because Senin was able to like just walk in. Like
Well,
he why would he be able to just go in there? He's not like
Okay, so here
he's a fucking assistant type shit.
Yeah, this is my biggest beef with a lot of the movie, especially towards the end of the movie. There was a large amount of time where it seemed like the soldiers could just tell who was infected and who wasn't. And like the times that there was one particular time where Senin was running amongst other infected, and the other infected around him are being shot and killed, but he's not. And so it's like, what, the soldiers just knew that he wasn't infected? Granted, he did have that funky little run, so maybe that gave it away. And they were like, an infected wouldn't run like an idiot like that. And so they shot the others. But there was a few times where, especially by the parking garage, they did eventually shoot Connor, but there was a lot of time where I'm like, I feel like you either shoot him or don't, right? There was time where him and Senin and Connor were standing outside of the parking garage. There were bullets flying back and forth, and they're just standing there. Oh, when Connor was beating up Senin, in front of the parking structure in the open, there's shots around him. And
they weren't actually in the open, though. They were actually in the garage. That's why Senin led him out, because he knew he would get him shot. He gets tackled, and then when Connor's beating on him,
Yeah, it looks
they're
like an
out.
infected.
That's why he got shot.
Yeah, that's why he got shot. But what I'm saying is, like, it's weird that they didn't get shot before.
No, because they were in the parking garage.
No, I meant way before. The whole time that I was breaking out when the military was in the streets. There were so many times.
Because they didn't give the order until right then. Shoot to kill. Don't try to decipher. Just shoot.
Now, guys.
Well, I just
really,
think it's
though,
interesting that they were able to decipher who was infected and who wasn't when they were
real
all
question.
running straight at them.
Clearly they couldn't, because remember, they were volunteer guards. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That's why that one guy was actually right. Senin was wrong. He's like, they're all volunteer guards. They don't know what they're doing. Senin's like, you don't know what you're talking about. But then the point was made when that young kid blasted the zombie that was going head to head with Connor. They were just looking at each other, and he blasted the one, and then Connor just stands there looking at him. He's like in shock that he shot one of them, and then one of them sidelined him.
I think he was, well, maybe that's what it was. To me, it seemed like he was determining, do I shoot you? Are you infected? Did I save you? Like, what happened? Then he got attacked because he spent too long thinking about that.
That's exactly what it was.
I think that was a very natural reaction to just be like, I can't tell what you are because you were just staring at one that wasn't
for
attacking
someone
you.
who is inexperienced.
I guess so, yeah. Because I guess if you're an experienced soldier, you would just shoot.
You either shoot or you re-aim. You don't stand there staring at something. You either shoot that target or that's not a target and turn, and you're back looking for targets.
Yeah.
But he stood there like,
Yeah, I know that definitely proves the point that they were inexperienced.
British. So, anyways,
Not British.
Oh, good one.
Who are the real cured?
He just offended the entire fake continent or the fake country of Ireland.
I feel like
Of course he
the
did.
real cured are the infected.
What?
What?
They're the real cured.
What does that even mean?
What crazy fucking jumps of logic are you going to make right now to make this make sense?
I think that in order to be cured, you have to be infected.
Yeah.
Yes, right?
But cured of what?
Hence, the real zombies, the real bad guys are the living guys.
I think in order to be hydrated, you have to drink water.
The real cured, the real.
I think in order to be,
you really just said in order to be cured, you have to be infected. Like that was some real novel, deep subject right there.
Well, I didn't say it all fucking like you did. You did.
Bitch. In order to be dehydrated, you have to not drink water.
Yeah, that's the
You're
same.
dehydrated. It's your
That's
friggin'
on
alcohol in your hand.
level. That's on level with what you just said.
Fuck you and your Pirates of the Caribbean fucking mustache and goatee combo.
That is literally just a Spaniard thing.
Bro,
it is not.
You really have the Pirates of the
you.
Caribbean shit going with that gap in the middle.
You know what? Hold on.
Grow some hair in the middle of your mustache.
Something embarrassing. Eric.
Hey, it's me, Eric, and I'm a little bitch boy. Back to the show.
What?
Something embarrassing.
I would like to reiterate, it is me, Eric, and I am a little bitch. Back to the show again.
He's going to edit you saying something embarrassing.
You got so embarrassed just then.
Yeah, I'm. Wow. Well, minus 10 points actually.
Oh,
you forget? Yeah,
Honey,
you forgot.
I don't need that 10 points because guess what? I'm on a goddamn winning streak all the time. You know, it's good not to have to do something. Finally, you pick up the slack.
When do you have to do anything?
This guy. I know he barely watches the movies half the time.
And he barely edits on time.
That's true.
Launches it at 7 p.m. Tries to pass it off.
The one time I mess up.
Like we wouldn't notice.
Like we wouldn't notice.
Bro, I've been on a streak every week.
I'm on my way
bro.
home.
I get that shit edited on time.
Except last week.
He gets the shit edited on like Thursday night at 2 a.m. It says processing.
No. Editor TJ here. I'd like to say that is not a factual statement because it is Thursday or Friday morning at 1:49 a.m. and I'm still not done.
Oh, I got the emails to prove it, homie.
Because you know, I've never once gotten a chance since TJ's taken over editing to be able to QC the edit before he uploads it.
No, you did once.
Oh, once.
There was a time.
You know, but you know,
I work a job.
all of your mistakes will just be laid out plain for all of the listeners to hear.
He's in charge of editing. This will be the one thing he edits.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, this is out. This is getting cut. You know what? More things.
Hey, it's me, Alex. I'm bald and I'm a little bitch, and this bit is getting old.
See, that's what he spends his time editing.
More things, exactly.
Is embarrassing.
You know what? Fuck
shit.
you. Welcome back to Jeopardy!
Fuck you. Minus another 10 points.
Damn.
I'm going to put the fucking
hijack
Jeopardy
host's
intro right
episode.
there. It's going to be fucking hilarious. Fuck you.
Don't try to hijack the host's
And
episode.
your big nose.
Thoughts on the end of the movie?
And your Sony headphones.
Thoughts on the end of the movie? I already said I didn't like it. I
This
got a
movie
little
sucked.
frustrated. I thought so. I know what you guys are trying to say. This whole like Gen Z thing you guys like, you know, but I'm old
That
school.
is so not Gen Z. That's actually more old school than anything.
This movie sucks.
Not wrapping up the movie.
Yeah, this like it's a very film thing to do. It's not like
It's very
I think
Old
actually
school has always been there's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
no. I think old school, maybe old school American. I think foreign films tend to have this more
No.
open-ended view.
Even in England, the fictional country, even in England, every movie had a sound ending.
Yeah, I don't think this is a generational thing by any means. I think this is
It's a
country
newfangled thing.
I
No,
don't think so.
Definitely. Because even when you go all the way back to fucking Shakespeare, dude, every single story had an ending. There was always an end. It didn't have to be a happy ending. And Britain was renowned for non-happy endings. It was actually very odd. The new twist for them was in 28 Days Later that it did have a happy ending. They tested one that did not, that Jim didn't survive and it didn't test well, so they swapped it. That was the rumors on the internet. So they made it the ending where he did survive and everybody was all happy, which I'm glad that they did, because this year, 28 years later, that actor, otherwise he wouldn't have survived. And
yeah, the actor would be dead. That's crazy.
well, the Jim, but the
studios really said, like, it's really up to the audience.
this is how it goes.
Your life is in the hands of the test audience.
Well, I mean, they're all fictional characters anyway, so they would have killed that character like permanently. It
well, they're all
would've been
fictional
gone.
people anyway. So
Fictional people, exactly. So with that, I think that this did a poor job of wrapping it up. There was no ending. It's like
think there
the
was,
movies that they
though.
wanted to make a. They want to make a sequel, but it's not good enough.
In a little bow showing him getting cured.
No, I don't care which way they would have gone. Like, it could have been an issue if they would have let it be known, like, make sure you knew that Senin took Killian and they just went. They just left. They were never coming back. It was never going to be a return.
But that's not what he said.
I know what he said, but they left it hanging. Like, okay, it would have been, yes, if you're gonna do what you say and say what you do, then yes, show him getting cured and then end.
But
End
that's
credits.
a shitty ending.
Why?
That's actually a bad ending.
That's bullshit.
I mean, the
No,
ending was kind
because
of
Having him
No,
walking around in a
That's
fucking
no.
field with
Stop,
a bunch of
stop,
other.
Stop. That's a bad ending. I'll tell you why
Bullshit.
that's a bad ending. Because play it out in your head, right? They get to the facility, he finds the cure, he gives it to the kid, movie ends. Bad ending.
It's so much better than
No,
walking in a field
it
with a bunch
can't-
of other infected.
It cannot end there, because if he cures it, then he has to bring it back to the mom, which means the movie has to be even longer, and they have to do more scenes, and it's unnecessary
30
when you
seconds.
can insinuate. No, that's horrible. That's
Bullshit.
horrible storytelling.
Bullshit.
No,
They would be- No, then I would accuse them of rushing the end.
Better ending. Ready? It shows a little bit of a time skip. We know how long it's been, right? Because I don't know how long it was from kid getting bit to the next couple scenes. She's not watching the news. A fucking outbreak just happened. Like, what's happened? How long has it been, right? So I don't know how long it's been since bro's been walking with this child. So instead
think
of
they
that,
said months.
we have, little bit of a week later or some shit. Like, show some time passing. And then you just hear a ding dong. And then kid. Boom. Ending.
I don't know.
Well, that's what
I
made me
don't
so
think that's
mad,
a
because
better
they
ending.
did say there was a lot of passage of time, because they were talking in the news reports that she was listening to about how long it had been, and I could have swore that they said months.
It could also be a problem with maybe he knows the cure is out there, but he has to find it. Maybe it wasn't where he thought it was.
I mean, but that's my point. Is there's a lot of maybes. There's no answers.
But that's what I love.
I hate that.
No, that's so good.
That's a Gen
such-
Z shit.
No, that's such good
I
storytelling.
don't. But it's not. There is no story there. You're making it up in your mind. That's not a story.
No, they already told the story. And now the ending. So,
The ending is make up whatever you want to make up, and you think that's good?
but it's not, because they insinuate. So oh my God, he promised. He told her, "I promise, I will get him cured."
Okay,
I
but he
promise.
didn't.
No, but you
Guys.
see him doing it.
No, you
He's,
didn't. You
He's
see him
living
walking.
up to his promise. He's
see him
trying.
walking in a field with a bunch of other
He was
infected.
just fucking He was just fucking diddle.
That's all he was doing.
No,
He was carrying
clearly,
the kid.
he was
Guys.
taking the kid
What?
to go get him
Guys,
cured.
did you
What?
notice in the ending? I have it up right now. I'm gonna stream my screen. Connor's alive.
Yeah, we know Connor's alive. He got up off the
Yeah.
concrete floor.
True, but do you see?
Yeah,
Voice
yeah,
of the
I saw
cured,
that.
right? So some time has passed. So why the fuck is bro just in a field?
That's my point.
Keep it going.
This is peak cinema for you, Eric. And that's the end.
Doesn't bother me.
Bothers the shit out of me.
So time
No.
passed.
That was a lot of
Them in
time.
the field.
Connor's the voice of the cured.
We have no idea how much time.
Plenty. Enough for Connor to heal from a gunshot wound and be on a campaign to be the
Sure.
voice of the cured.
The real
and he was
question is-
rallying all of those voices because they mentioned it in those in the news reports. More and more people were joining the voice of the cured, but it was like it was going to be a battle on both sides. That's kind of why I mean, like they didn't tell us anything. There was this battle brewing between the cured and the never infected, and it's just building and building and building. So is that going to become a revolution? And then he told his sister-in-law that he's going to get his nephew cured. And it's been all this time and he's still out wandering. So you have to feel like, no, he's not going to get him cured. Something went wrong. Maybe the whole war is hindering his ability to get his nephew to the site, get the cure. Or maybe the military's done away with curing people. Like they just said, fuck it. No, we're not doing this shit anymore. Because that was one of the things that was said in those reports, that they were stopping with all of it. It was kind of the prophecy come true that Connor had said, was they won't stop at the 25%.
Yeah.
And they wanted to end the process altogether, stop curing people. So it just left me with nothing, because you're just like, okay, well. And then, of course, it just pissed me off because it was a little boy.
There's so many movies that are open-ended that are not new movies. It's not a Gen Z thing at all.
I can't say I like any.
Inception, A Space Odyssey, Donnie Darko, A Serious Man, American Psycho, Black Swan, Fight Club, The Prestige, The Thing, Blade Runner, The Shining, The Wrestler, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Guns, Lost in Translation, Parasite, Prisoners, Shutter Island, The Master, The Sixth Sense, The Usual Suspects.
Shutter Island's not an open-ended.
That one I think is arguable.
Stock.
That one I think is arguable.
And honestly, like the first 10 that you read, I hate those movies.
You hate Inception?
Hate it.
I think you just don't like good movies.
I never even made it all the way through.
You don't like American Psycho?
It insists upon itself, okay?
You have already lost so many points. I don't want either of you to win right now.
Okay,
you both have horrible taste in films.
Be the next host then.
I'm about to.
Do it. Wuss, you want?
Bylaws.
We've made no official bylaws. I haven't signed or sworn
also,
shit.
I'd like to point out, I don't think he's bringing the kid back because
I think he is.
She's looking for them. Like there's a bunch of maps and shit that she all piled on her floor. She's circling. Oh, not here. Oh, circle here. Maybe they're there.
When?
Look, I think she's looking for them.
Right.
Here. I mean, I just need to not.
That's what I thought too.
And then I think the reason she cried is because she's seen them on that broadcast or something. So she's like, oh, still good. So maybe it's been so long that he's like still trying to find the cure for the boy.
That's what I think. That's what I think is insinuated, is that he is actively trying to find the cure, but the doctor who made the cure died.
True.
That's where I'm saying I think it's very obvious what they're showing or what they're insinuating.
You can't say that.
Yeah, I think it is.
You can't say that. You can't say it's very obvious.
I most certainly can.
But you've said, I think, maybe, possibly, how many times in this conversation?
That's just how I talk.
No, because if something was fact, right? Connor got up off of the asphalt after being shot. That's a fact. That's not something that
insinuates.
You don't say maybe Connor got up off of the ground. He got up off the ground. He survived. He got up off the ground after.
Insinuates.
I don't think it insinuates
Also, Connor
anything.
could have gotten up and died. Well, he didn't, because we know they showed us later. But Connor could have, if we were going just based off of that scene, Connor could have gotten up and died somewhere else instead.
And if they would have left us that way, that's exactly the same way I feel about this.
But they give you all the information that he is actively trying to cure the boy. They do. He told his sister-in-law, "I'm not gonna let him be like me. I'm not gonna let him have these horrible memories of eating somebody or killing somebody. I'm gonna keep him with me. I promise you, I'm going to go find the cure." And then it shows him with the boy walking around. I would think it's pretty...
Not finding the cure.
I think it's... Oh my God. I think it's pretty obvious if you use your brain that they're insinuating he's trying to find the cure.
Points for me is crazy. I'm
I think you want
You
him.
are now... This is the first time you've been with me the
I've
whole
literally
episode.
been with you the entire
You
time.
shut your mouth.
I've just been trying to... y'all are just over here fighting. I'm trying to see it from both sides and make my own conclusion.
This is the first time you have been on my side.
I've been on your side the whole time.
You have not.
I
Rewind
have.
the tape. Are you kidding me?
I've
There's literally
been on your side the
an
entire
hour
time.
and 15 minutes of you not on my side.
I was
and
on
then
your
this last
side.
minute.
When was I? Point out one time.
Are you kidding me? When we were just talking about the ending, you just flipped. This whole time
You know what?
you were
You know
on
what?
Alex's
I'll
side.
be like you. It's highly insinuated that I'm on your side.
That wasn't. Oh my God.
I'm with TJ. I think it's highly insinuated
It's highly
that he's on your
insinuated
side.
No,
that he's
because
got-
TJ
I'm
didn't
clearly
say-
on your side.
TJ didn't say, I'm going to take your side. I'm on your side. That is what Senan said. He said, I'm going to get him cured. I will get him cured. TJ didn't fucking say that.
That's not enough for
I
me.
did.
I think it's literally
Roll
all
back the
right
clip.
there. They give you all the info.
It's just like in every movie where it says, I won't let anything happen to them. I promise. And then they fucking die. Well, but they said...
But we see he's still alive.
Sure, he's still alive, but the boy's still infected.
Because he said, oh my God, yeah. So he found the cure and then was like, nah.
No, I think he can't find the cure.
I think he's looking for the cure.
Which that we're in the conundrum that I'm explaining that you're arguing against.
I mean, he could possibly find it, or he
I'm
could
telling
possibly
you
not
a
find
different perspective.
It.
Exactly.
His entire goal
I'm giving you a
is-
different
I
perspective.
cannot listen to two people. Fuck. You guys are overstimulating me like crazy.
His
You're just
entire goal is
overstimulating
to stop
yourself.
the kid from becoming like him. So he's keeping the kid with him.
Right.
That's the goal
Yes.
of what he wanted, right? And
Right.
to possibly find the cure. So maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. That's the open-endedness of the story.
But he's looking.
He is
Fact.
looking for
TJ
the
just
cure
stated facts.
while also keeping the kid from eating somebody's face off.
Correct.
That is literally what I'm saying. He's looking for the cure.
All of that. I'm not arguing any of that. I'm saying
what are we arguing?
that the
What?
open-endedness
I'm on your side.
sucks.
I don't think so.
Leaving it open like that, not answering any questions, and just ending the fucking movie sucks. It's a
I think it's
stupid
fine.
ending.
No, I think the fact that you also don't like all these movies that are also open-ended
Mom and
movies,
Dad
I think
are
you
fighting
just
right
don't
now.
like open-ended movies.
They're
Can't
staring
stand
at
'em.
each other. It
I
happens
think they're
when it's
great.
already blooming.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Will you shut the fuck up? I cannot stand the. But it's,
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the viewers.
I know, but I can hear you. You're not as quiet as you think you are. So I'm trying to listen to Alex, and then I have you mumbling in my ear, and I cannot focus. You guys have driven me insane.
It's
not hard.
kind of crazy how he really wanted to win.
All we
and
got to
then
do
when
is
he
disagree
wins-
with you.
I don't want to win anymore. It's not worth it. I have no control.
You know, you're the not movie guy. Do something that's not a movie. You'll have more control.
I know. Like the one
You
time I
literally
tried to
said
pick a.
open-ended discussion at the start of this.
I try to pick a fucking good movie that I'm like, wow, this covers a topic we've never really discussed before. Infected being cured and integrating into society. I thought this would be a great discussion. I didn't know we were going to get caught up on the fucking open-ended ending.
Why not?
Because it's open-ended. That's
It's
the whole reason.
open-ended.
That is
That
the
is-
reason for the ending.
That is the
to
greatest
have-
point of the conversation.
conversation.
It is a heavily insinuated ending. You more or less know what's happening. That's good enough for me.
Nah.
It's not like there's tons of movies where like a zombie will bust in a door and the movie ends and you're like, well, what happened? Did they survive or did they kill the zombie? Like, I don't know. That I think is kind of dumb and lazy. This one, they tell you what is happening and then they end it. They just didn't show you it happening, and so that's not good enough for you.
One of your movies on the list was Inception, and thinking back to the end of that, his like, what was it? They're called like totems or whatever to show if he's in a dream or not, and you see it wibble a little bit, but that still doesn't clear up the ending. But there is more of a clear, like
It's heavily
I
insinuated.
fell asleep through that movie.
It's heavily insinuated that because it wobbled like that he's not in a dream.
WIS word of the day: insinuated.
Yes, I mean it's a.
I'm gonna put like an AI like reading the.
We could fucking say infer instead. You can infer using your context clues.
I'm issuing my perspective. Horrible.
I like the movie.
It's my opinion from my perspective. Watching that, the way they did it, how they ended it, it was
Cut
terrible.
back to like 10 minutes ago where I was just trying to make you mad, and I was just like, I fucking hate this movie.
Oh, so you admit it. So you admit you were not on my side.
No, I was on your
until
side.
about
I was just
5
trying to
minutes
fuck
ago.
with you because you're like minus 10 points out of nowhere, and I was,
Out of nowhere.
it was out of nowhere. You haven't said any points for the entire fucking episode. You're not even writing down any points.
This guy will beat a man in the street and then get arrested and go, "Why are you arresting me? What did I do? I didn't do anything."
I have a whole green book where I keep track of all of our points and shit.
You know
that
what's
shit is funny.
You know the worst part?
Arbitrarily doing point. You have to have a written record of your points.
The worst part. Actually, first of all, this is not distractible. Okay, we don't have bylaws. We have no constitution.
We don't have bylaws, but it's insinuated. It's heavily insinuated that we.
Damn. It is heavily insinuated that at the end of every episode, the host will pick a winner that is not himself.
No, that's not. No, the host will pick a winner.
It is heavily insinuated that the host will pick a winner that is not himself.
Before.
That does not mean that that's the standard. Just because I've done it before. We've done Jeopardy before. That doesn't mean every episode has to be Jeopardy.
It does, actually. I feel like we could turn this whole podcast into a Jeopardy podcast.
This should not be a Jeopardy podcast.
Jeopardy Wednesdays. Let's do it.
No, I don't think we have the time, man.
Unedited Jeopardy Wednesdays.
Please, no. Too many slurs.
Welcome to Only for Eric Wednesdays, where we give a question to Eric, only for Eric.
Oh my God.
Eric, what is the 25th president of the United States?
I wish I did just know that.
I wish you did. That'd be so fucking funny.
That would be so cool.
If you, it's fucking Grover Cleveland or some shit. You know,
If I just happen to know that one.
If you just happen to know that, you win the episode.
That would have been really cool. Well, it's my episode.
You can have it. It's fine.
It's just sad as fuck that you guys.
Have it.
It's heavily
insinuated. My episode.
TJ, you know who the 25th president is, don't you?
It's heavily insinuated that I do.
You don't know who the 25th president is?
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, you heard me say I know.
Who is
so
it?
It's insinuated.
That's the insinuation.
It's what?
It's insinuated.
Yeah, but who is it?
We know.
John F. Insinuation.
No, the president's name is insinuation.
Okay,
20
fellas, it's William McKinley.
Did you look it up?
Oh yeah, it's William McKinley from 1897 to 1901. Some white dude.
Some real white dude. What did he even do?
He was president.
Duh.
Oh God, that was good.
He was assassinated. Oh man,
he was in the White House for 14 years.
What? Oh, maybe. Oh, he was vice president. Oh no. Wait, what the hell? He had no vice president from 1899 to 1901.
Can you do that? Do you have to have a vice president?
Yeah.
What if you're just solo dolo, you know?
Oh, McKinley was also known for keeping the nation on the gold standard and rejecting the inflationary monetary policy of free silver.
I got a question that you can put down. You got to write this one down, TJ. This is for subjects only for Eric, or the category only for Eric. The motion of the equinoxes along the elliptic, the plane of the Earth's orbit, caused by the cyclic precession of the Earth's axis of rotation. What is this?
Read it one more time.
Motion of the equinoxes along the elliptic, the plane of Earth's orbit, caused by the cyclic precession of Earth's axis of rotation.
Is that just revolutions, or
do you know, TJ? Is it heavily insinuated that you know?
Well, yeah, of
course. Is this a multiple choice?
Talked about
this would be called the precession of the equinox.
Ew.
It's actually called axial precession.
No, it's called the precession of the equinoxes.
It's actually called
AI Google.
I don't care.
Me off. It pops up at the top now, and it's like, fuck
it is
off.
25,772 years long.
What is this?
The precession of the equinoxes.
Yeah, but what exactly is it in not fancy terms?
The cyclic wobbling of the Earth's axis.
I swear, I thought you were going to say the precession of the equinox again, and I was going to lose my fucking mind on you. I was going to lose it, dude.
I wish I would have.
It really sounded like you were about to.
I wish I would have.
The rage was
Andrew
boiling.
Jackson died on my birthday in 1845.
All right, we're off topic.
It's my hero.
All right, Well, this was an episode.
Insinuation.
It was an episode.
It was an episode. It was a great episode,
You want to
guys.
hit us with the socials?
Yeah, guys, we don't know if TikTok still exists, but if it does, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Will You Survive the Podcast. You can find us on X, at Alex and Eric, WYS. You can find us on YouTube by searching Will You Survive the Podcast. Our actual name is at The Boys at WYS. It's the at symbol, The Boys at WYS. We have a bunch of stuff up at YouTube. Go head over there, like, share, follow, all of that good stuff, or subscribe. I don't know.
Hit that bell icon. Smash that bell icon.
There you go. And make sure you send us your emails. Come be a part of the podcast with us by getting on, sending us your ideas. Tell us what you can add to the podcast, and maybe we'll bring you on for an interview.
Maybe recommend some movies.
Recommend some movies you want us to cover. You send those emails to theboys at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. That's THEBOYS at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. I think that's everything.
Cool beans. All right. Any final words on the movie? A minute or less?
Final words?
Yeah.
Niggardly.
Okay.
Oh, words. Niggly wiggly.
Okay. Anything? Or you said everything?
Insinuated.
I don't have his confidence.
Okay. Well, coward.
No, I'm not going to say those words. I would say movie's not bad, terrible ending.
Movie is good. Insinuated ending.
See, okay, I'm stuck.
I
in
like
a-
this
in a
movie.
hard place.
I
do believe
I
you.
enjoyed it. I
do believe
watched
you.
the entire thing through. Decent acting from all the people. The guy, the Connor, great acting. I mean, horrible person, great acting. I don't think I would survive because if I ended up being cured, I would probably unalive myself.
I think so
Yowza.
too.
I probably ate my fucking cat and wife.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know
So-
how you live with that.
Yeah, no, no.
And then
I'm
it would be
good.
worse when everybody on the other side is like, but the infected didn't attack animals. What do you mean you ate your cat?
Like, okay, maybe that one was my choice. Maybe I did that one on my own. Maybe that was before I got bit. I was really desperate. I was really hungry.
I ran out of top ramen that day.
I ate my last ramen on the first day.
Oh, now we're going #alive.
Yeah, you got the reference. So I'm stuck in a hard spot here because I don't want to give Alex the win because
I won.
You have bad taste in endings.
Bullshit.
But I also don't want to give TJ the win because,
There's only one person on this podcast that got negative points.
well, I don't want
All
to
I'm
give TJ
saying-
the win because he was wishy-washy. He was against me and then he was for me,
I was
but he's
not
also for me
ever-
now.
I was not against you. Like
You
in
certainly were.
In the like real sense, I was never against you. In the me fucking with you sense, like which I do every day for the rest of our lives because we're gonna be together for the rest of our
Isn't-
lives.
Chat,
Best
who do you want to
friends.
win?
Isn't that just the real world then?
You're literally
TJ
in
or
my wedding
Alex?
party, bro. I'm just gonna fuck with you for the rest of your life. We're friends, bro. It's just is what it
Chat,
is.
TJ or Alex? We got one for Alex.
No, what do
Chat's
you know?
biased.
Don't give it to the chat.
Yeah, chat is biased. You really think I would ever
got one
trust
for
the
TJ.
chat to make a
Somebody
decision?
told me to walk until my feet bleed, and you want to ask the chat?
Someone give us a blood curse, and we're asking the chat for their opinion.
That person's gone.
I don't trust the chat with any opinion.
You've got one for me, one for TJ. I think we're screwed. We're on a tie again.
I say, drum roll, please. Those are some beautiful
That
drum rolls.
is even better.
I like the combination. I think the winner will
Hurry up and
be
say it. My nipples hurt.
TJ.
Yes, let's go.
Mostly for pounding on his nipples that long.
For
Fuck!
sacrificing the nipples.
My chest is red after that. That's fucking.
Oh my god.
It-
I was
I'm not
slapping
gonna lie.
my boobs, bro. Like,
Yeah, you went full gorilla for a second.
my mic is like just above like my stomach.
We
so I
heard.
didn't want to accidentally hit
Oh my god.
the mic, so I went for my titties, and now they're sore.
Wow.
Oh, we heard every hit.
That was
every slap.
funny as hell right now. That was
All right.
wild.
Well, congratulations, TJ, and thank you for that epic drum roll. TJ will be hosting the next episode, which you can catch next Friday from the release date of this episode. And until then, guys, stay alive.
I mean, you could. It's heavily insinuated that you could. But,
Could also die.
Or maybe
kinda
you'll just be
open-ended.
wandering in a fucking field with a whole bunch of infected.
I think you just don't understand